Notion is dead, and here's how Google killed Notion without even realizing it. Like, they did it by accident. And it's pretty crazy. Okay, let me clarify one thing. Obviously, we know Notion is not dead. It's a huge company, but I foretell that Google is just going to completely eclipse Notion, and that's because of the rise of AI and the fact that Google has this insane scripting ability that ties together all of its apps like YouTube, Drive, Google Sheets, Docs, Google Voice. They have one scripting language that just an API that just kind of lets you tie everything together. And on the other hand, Notion doesn't have that, but Notion has its extremely cool database feature that lets you, view the same data as a Kanban board, as a calendar, as a checklist. It's great for product management. But one thing that I didn't foresee coming was, the rise of AI and how that AI can just do all the scripting for you now for Google, which lets you do some insane things. Like, for example, I can have a script now. I can just tell Google, listen for incoming emails, and when you get an email about this, this, and that, I want you to organize that information into a Google spreadsheet. Like, if I were to program that during my own time, like before AI, that would take me weeks. And I've been using ChatGPT 4, the paid version, to just whip up these crazy interactions in a matter of minutes. I mean, the stuff that I've been able to do has been insane. And why is this? That's because Google scripting is very accessible. A lot of business people use it. A lot of programmers use it. It's very ubiquitous. So that means that the models have a lot of information to train on for that specific topic. Now, if we contrast that with some obscure programming language, like Zig, for example, or I don't know, something else, like, it might not have as much training data on that library, so it's just not as good at creating those kind of programs. So because the Google scripting has been around for so long and there's just so much information on Google scripting, it makes it extremely powerful compared to other programming languages. And so I think that one way to look at where technology is going is, in the last 5 years, what have these models been training on? And Notion, for example, does not have the immense amount of scripting information out there that programs that people have written, different, Q&A session, like, answering questions on the forums and stuff. There's just not as much volume of data that Notion has for using it as a tool for its more advanced features. So that just means that because Google has a scripting language, and now any average Joe can just be a wizard at programming these complex interactions that involve voice, email, phone, that's insane. Now, there's another wave coming of improvements to people's lives who are not programmers. And this is going to kill no-code applications, is going to be my guess. A lot of no-code apps. So, no-code is drag-and-drop interfaces, right? And drag-and-drop interfaces since it's not controlled by code, there's no way for an AI to understand a program that you've built in a no-code, app. So that means that the model doesn't get trained on it, and if the model doesn't get trained on it, other people don't get to just automatically have, crazy interactions created So that means basically moving forward, anything with scripting languages, like Roblox is a good example. Roblox, I think, will eclipse Fortnite and its other competitor, Minecraft, because, well, actually, maybe not Minecraft, but because of its scripting language and how ChatGPT has trained on all of that data. So yeah, the way I would look at technologies moving forward is, and like the way I would build future apps is, if you're going to build an ecosystem, make sure that there's a scripting involved, because that just means that now anyone who uses your program, as long as they know how to describe the interaction they want to do, they can unlock the very depths of your app, compared to if you just have a drag and drop interface and like try and make things user friendly in that way. So it's interesting how a good user experience has shifted from really great interface, and then now we're on this side to really great libraries. And people like me who are not programmers can now take advantage of code libraries. So just let that sink in. So yeah, that's why I think that just moving forward, the stuff any regular business person can do with Google scripting is going to just transform their productivity. So that's good news for you if you're already on Google's ecosystem. And I am not a Google fanboy by any means. Like, I kind of see them as like the empire, but you know, they built a great product and it got way better with AI. So, you know, it just makes sense now. So yeah, for all of my for all the things I'm going to do business wise, I'm just going to set everything up in Google's ecosystem. And yeah, there's one more thing that I want to talk about, and that is agents, AI agents. So if you don't know what AI agents are, they're basically programs that you can create that listen for certain inputs, you know, actively, and then will respond when it hears something that's kind of related to what it's supposed to do. So I could have an agent that listens in a conversation when I mention anything to do with ice cream. And if I can say, when anything having to do with ice cream is mentioned, send me a food delivery with ice cream. And so that program can just run in the background, and then as soon as I mention something with ice cream, boom, ice cream at my doorstep. So those are kind of hard to build right now. But what happens when, after 3 years of these agents, of people coming up with agent examples and code and uploading it to GitHub and stuff, gets uploaded, processed, and, you know, digested by these AI models? That means that any average Joe can now create AI applications easily. And you combine that with, you know, cool scripting languages, you know, like Google's, and that's going to be very powerful. You know, an average Joe being able to create an AI agent to control their email, to set up complex interactions between email and spreadsheets and Google Drive, like, the possibilities are endless. And I've tested this. I'm going to be releasing a tutorial soon, going over this in depth, and like how you can easily leverage the Google scripts. So yeah, I think that for people looking to build apps moving forward, it's essential that you kind of think about, oh, can I extend this by releasing an API to, you know, for super users? Because as soon as that gets digested by AI, your app's going to be so much more usable. And yeah, I think that's about it.